Bow chicka wow wow. It's like literally 5 p.m. I finished at 3:30 and I did pick up my book. In fact, I didn't pick it up straight away, but we read a little bit. I'm 9% through the book, supposedly. Chapter 4, page 34. I can't believe, sorry, it's just reminded me, I cannot believe the book started like that. Not being funny, that would be, I would never show my face ever again in the entire, like, never, ever, ever. Never, ever. You wouldn't see me anywhere. I think I'm excited about this one. The way it started has got me, like, like, I want to know more about this dynamic. Like, this is funny. And I really loved how Elsie Silver wrote like kids in the story for Wild Eyes. Wild Love not so much, but Wild Eyes, yes. So I'm kind of like intrigued and hoping that we get a similar kind of vibe with the kid in this book, Luke. I hate that this is ripped, but the fact that I like it already gets me excited because I'm only 34 pages into the book, chapter 4, and it took me a while to get into Flawless and then I never really got into it, but this one I already feel like I like it more. Maybe this one might be my favourite, but I kind of thought that Beau would be my favourite because he's the one that I'm like most intrigued by, and I think his is a fake dating story, so, and I'm probably the least interested in Jasper's story. But hi guys, so it is later now. It is 9:15 p.m. I've been reading for longer now. I don't even know how long. Honestly, haven't been timing it. Haven't even registered how long. Anyway, we are 90 pages in. So it's not really that big a chunk, but like 90 pages feels like a lot. We're on chapter 9, or up to chapter 9. I don't know, nothing's really happened yet. Worth noting. Nothing has happened that I'm like, so I'm just enjoying the ride. But this one is making me quite excited. I've got my hopes up a bit because it started off quite well, so I'm hoping that it plays out quite well. It says we have 5 hours and 40 minutes. Right then. That's a heck of a lot. Let's just say I look how I feel, which is tired. Anyways. Look at that. That is a mighty beast of a nice chunk on the first day of reading. You're literally joking me. We're on chapter 13. I'm eating this up. I truly am eating this up. I didn't really think I'd like this that much because the trope is the nanny. And I was literally like, couldn't be less interested in that really. But, and also, was I interested in Cade at all before this? No. Am I interested in him now? Not really, but I'm liking the story. I'm liking the story so far. I'm like, when is he going to crack? We're just over a third through the book. We're making a nice pace, honestly. Like, if I'm going to get through this book in 3 days, we're making good pace for it. I'm not a massive fan of age gap romances, but I'm trying to convince myself that it's not an age gap. Hi guys. Sorry, let's just move my bottle. Okay, so we are about like 40, I want to say 45% through the book right now. We're on chapter 17, page 205. I haven't really read that much, honestly. I've read like 55 pages today, and it's currently 6 p.m. Yeah, I just haven't really read that much. I don't know. I always think that when I finish early, I'm gonna like read more, and then I never actually do. So maybe I just need to stop thinking that. There's mentions of something that an emetophobe wouldn't enjoy, which I am an emetophobe, so that sucks for me, but hopefully I can get past that bit quickly. I think hopefully this is the last chapter that's even going to mention it. And there's only really like 200 and, I want to say 230 pages left, which isn't even that much. I am liking the story so far. And yeah, they had a bit of a tense moment. But of course that ended swiftly and then got ignored, kind of. So anyways, I don't know where it's going. Like, when are they gonna have a bit of a heart-to-heart? When are they gonna be alone in a room together, okay? Because that's when things happen. Hello everybody, welcome back. Don't we just love when it does that? We are now 60% through the book. I can't believe it. It's not quite 66, which would be 2/3, but 60's still good, you know. We're on chapter 22, and let me tell you, chapter I just read was, yeah, so anyways, I don't even have that many pages left. I have like 160 pages left, which is like kind of crazy. And it says it will take me like 3 hours to read, which sounds right. Actually, surely it will take over 3 hours. It says 3 hours, but that's kind of nuts to me. Maybe I've been reading fast. Anyways, so yeah, we're on chapter 22. Don't know what's going to happen because we were left on a bit of a cliffhanger, but I don't know if it's a cliffhanger I want to return to quite yet. But it is 8 p.m, people. It is 8 p.m. Yeah, I don't really have 3 hours. I want to relax and chill for a bit, you know. I don't know, but I'm also like, I'm not like I want to finish it, but I am just really enjoying it. So I kind of want to keep reading, but I don't know how much I want to keep reading too. Yeah, I think there's a lot coming up, honestly, a lot of those kind of chapters. So maybe send some help. So why is Powerless like the biggest one? I'm nervous because that's the next book to read, honestly. I don't know how I'm going to like it because I'm not the biggest fan of Jasper, but then I say that and then they shock me, so who knows? Also, this is why I don't film me reading, because I literally just sit like this and just read like this. My posture is awful, I'm fully aware of it, but I just need to be comfy, and this is what I find comfy, like my knees to my chest. I don't know why. Anyways, I think I'm gonna stop reading on film for you guys now because that's a bit awkward, isn't it? That's a bit awkward. Gonna read this chapter now. Bye bye. Just an update, guys. It is 10 p.m. We now have 100 pages left. I don't know what happened because I went back to read and I was like, I'll just keep reading because the next scene was spicy, and then it was just like many spicy scenes, and now I think we're done with the spicy scenes, so we're back to like normalness, but I honestly don't think, I think there's more. I don't know. Anyways, there's only like literally 10 chapters left. 100 pages, 10 chapters, crazy. But yeah, we're on chapter 27. So just to update you on the book, sorry I'm a mess. Okay, thank you. Last night I got up to page, from memory it was 379. I had like 55 pages left to read this morning and I finished that. So this book is now done and I'm sad about it. Honestly, the end, it did make me cry. When it got revealed, I was like, because I wasn't expecting it to happen then, like at all. I don't know. I knew it happened because I read Rose Hill series, but oh my goodness, I wasn't expecting it to happen like that. And anyway, loved it. 4.5 stars, easy peasy, loved it. Didn't want to put it down, to be honest. The next one's Powerless, which I think is the biggest book of the 5 as well, so bit scary. But now we've been introduced to Sloane, who obviously, I don't have to read the back of the book to know that Sloane is Jasper's love interest in that book. And Sloane does like ballet or dance or something, and Jasper is the like adoptive son within the Eaton family. I'm kind of thinking like, there's not enough days left in the month for me to finish the whole Chestnut Spring series this month, because there's not. Like I finish them in like 3 days ish, and there's 3 left, and so even if I did them back to back, I don't think there's enough days. But yeah, there's 3 left. I kind of do want to finish them this month though. Like, oh, I don't know, is that like a secret little challenge that I've just set myself? I said it out loud and now I kind of want to do it. I don't know. Shit, I don't know, guys. I don't know. Because if I don't finish this tomorrow, like early-ish tomorrow, then I can't do that. Because I'm not setting that as the goal, but it's a secret subplot goal for me. Maybe. I'm scared to say that though, in case I don't do it. But I can do it. I know I can do it. I'm just scared to say that now. Hi guys, the battery's gonna flash any minute. It's not even that much later. It's like 6:15. I felt like I was gonna hiccup and then it didn't happen. I think I started saying on the vlog that I was like, oh, maybe I could finish them all this month. And then I kind of got in my head about it and I was like, that feels like a lot of pressure. I don't know if I want to do that. And then I was messaging my boyfriend and he was like, just read the next one. And like, if you have time, read the one after that. Like, don't stress, just read them. And I was like, but I like to switch it up by like reading something shorter in between, you know, take a break. And then had that book that I was showing you, Tangled Up in You. And I just kept looking at it and I was just like, I don't really want to read it. Like, it's 300 pages and the font is really small. Like, it's probably actually quite a long book then, which is like fine. But after that book, I don't know, I wanted something actually short. But I think I'm going against that anyway by picking this up. I don't know. I feel like I am. This feels like the biggest book in the series, although I did look on Kindle anyway, because obviously they're on Kindle Unlimited, thank goodness. And the longest one's actually the last one. For some reason, this one's 400 and, I don't know, maybe like 80, I don't know, on Kindle. And the last one's 500, over 500 pages. I can't even fathom that. I don't know, guys. I just kind of got it in my head that I kind of now want to finish them in the same month. And sometimes when I get something in my head, I don't let it go. When I say sometimes, I mean a lot of the time. So I feel like that is what I want to try to do, but I don't want to put pressure on myself because I feel like I will be disappointed in myself if I don't do it. I'm sorry, okay. This book, what even chapter am I on? Chapter 5. Frick. Is it chapter 5? Chapter 5, page 58. And you have me crying? You have me crying? Who do you think you are? Actually, who do you think you are? I think honestly because I've been reading this series, I know what's happened and it's just too much. I know he's fine. Because obviously I know like kind of what happens in the books. This is a new angle of the bedroom. Hi, you can see, I think you can see that McDonald's bag. Anyways, it is 1 p.m. I have had my bath. I literally woke up so late today, but boy did I love it. I think I woke up at literally 11. Yes, please, thank you. Please and thank you. Anyways, I did stay up late last night and I was reading. This is how far I got last night. Can you actually fathom that? Look at that. Look at that. Oh, you're joking. I can't get enough. Every time I underestimate her, every time I'm like, I don't think this character's for me. And then, well, he's not for me, but he is for Sloane. But nothing really happened. But it felt like things were gonna happen. Tension is building, it was arising. We're on chapter 21. So we're literally just over 50%. I didn't read that many chapters in the bath. I was reading for an hour. Actually, to be fair, I read like 50 pages in that hour, so go me. So apparently I do read about 50 pages an hour on the Kindle. Good stuff. So I've only got like 200 pages left. I can't believe it. I can't even believe it. Can't believe it. But I am loving it. I am really loving it. I'm devouring it. And yes, this is amazing. I'm gonna go to the shop. I need to put a jumper on because it's freezing. But honestly, a lot of my jumpers are in the wash. So I swear I wear the same jumpers all the time. It's because, I don't know, I switch between the same exact jumpers. I think I'm gonna wear this one. It's not the thickest jumper, so it's probably not gonna keep me the warmest, but I'm not too cold now because I'm quite warm from my bath. Oh, I need to put protection on first. Put it underneath. Oh, also, I don't know if I showed you. So I was reading last night till quite late, but obviously I couldn't talk to you and update you because it was late and Elliot was asleep. Look. This is my little AirPod case. Is that literally not the cute? And is that not the most fitting thing, honestly? I love it. And it just sits flat. Whoa. Hi guys, it is later. It is 4:10. I'm really close to the camera and I feel like really ugly because I've got no makeup on today, but is that not normal? Is that not normal? Anyways, right, I don't know. I think this might be the spiciest of the books so far because I feel like, I don't even know what chapter it was that it started, but it feels like it hasn't stopped since it started. And I feel like, yeah, what's happening? But I don't know. I'm not against it. And that's not what I'm saying, but I wasn't really expecting it. Okay, I wasn't expecting it. And yes, I was just kind of like, oh, I'll read this next one. Oh, it seems like a normal chapter. Like, what chapter was it for reference? I think it was chapter 28. because I'm on chapter 29 now. Yeah, that's crazy to me. Crazy. Anyway, so chapter 28, it was like quite a long chapter. It said it had 20 minutes for the chapter. And I was like, oh, it's starting off normal, like great, like this is great. And then of course it turned into something that was not normal, you know, but something spicy. And I was like, oh, okay, yeah. Sometimes it takes me off guard. I shouldn't be taken off guard by it, but I have nothing against the spice. It adds to the story, because literally what happens in a romantic relationship, do you know what I mean? So it's just when it's like unnecessary, you know, but it hasn't got to the point where I'm like, this is so unnecessary. Also the fact, so the premise of the story, without giving spoilers, is that it follows Sloane and Jasper, and Jasper's like the adoptive son into the Eaton clan, and Sloane is the Eaton's cousin, so they're not related, and they were very like, we're not cousins, we're friends, because, you know. And Sloane has always had a crush on Jasper, like since being introduced to him at the age of like 10, and it's like obviously many years later. So I kind of feel like, not it's necessary, but if you fancy someone for that long, and like you've like been in love with them for that long, you probably do, like that probably would be what's happening, do you know what I mean? Like all the pent upness of it. So I'm not against it, but I have been a bit like, again? Again? Anyways, and it's not like, they're not all as in-depth, like there's a lot, but it's not all like really in-depth details, like some of them can be and then some of them aren't. The more in-depth ones are like adding context, like there's sort of conversation, you're seeing behind the curtain of the characters more. But oh my goodness, has this one, every time I'm like, I don't know, it's not really my kind of story. I'm like, oh, what's happening? I've been sitting here, obviously I read like 50 pages in the bath this morning, and then I went out, and then I came back. I've been sitting with Rufus, and he's just been sleeping, and I literally silently scream, like, ah. Every time something happens, he gets up, he's like, excuse me? I'm like, sorry. But like, what is happening? And yes, I'm literally loving it. I am loving it. What can I say? I'm like eating it up, truly. So in the evening tonight, I can start the next one, which is Reckless, which is the one that I started like probably 6 months ago. Like, and I read 40 pages 6 months ago, so a bit random, but I know what happens. I'm very aware of what happens at the beginning of that one, because I read that and I was literally like, what the F is this story? You need the context. You need the big old line of context, truly, because I'm not being funny. Without the context, the story to me was so far-fetched and like random. We have like 70 pages left. I can't believe it. It's currently 7 p.m. Shit hasn't really hit the fan, and I'm scared. Because, yeah, what is gonna happen? But I love, she just writes couples quite well. Like every couple kind of has a different relationship dynamic. I'm really excited for the next book, because Theo is going to bring youngster energy, hopefully, because he's the youngest of everyone, the youngest boy. Also, I'm looking forward to Beau's story, because Beau just sounds like a lot of fun. So does Theo. So I hope they're not disappointing, because I'm looking forward to those ones. And the ones that I haven't really anticipated being my favourites have been amazing so far, so I'm kind of hoping that they're even better, but I don't know. I honestly don't know, I can't tell you. Elliot's seriously making a coffee right now whilst I'm listening to flippin' sunsets and trying to read my flippin' book. This one. There's no worse sound than him doing his milk. This is making me emotional. She's forming a friendship with Winter, and I can't wait to read more about it in the next book. I can't see her my flipping tears. What the fuck is happening? It's not even that emotional. It's not even that emotional, but I just feel... I honestly don't even know what to tell you. I've sobbed like the entire rest of that book. Like 20% I've just been sobbing. Barely being able to read through my own tears. What the fuck was that? Also, why am I so shiny? I need to be able to breathe. What the fuck? I think I need a hug. I need to go hug my fiancé, please, now. Okay, okay, I have composed myself. It might not look like it because I probably still look like I've just been crying, which I have been crying, like loads. Put it on my bookshelf when I picked up the next book. It's time to put the bookmark in where I left off. But, oh my god, what do I even say? Well, I'm left in shell shock, honestly, is how it feels. The audacity of Elsie Silver to do that. No. I think, I don't know what it was, but there was just so many things happening. I don't know, maybe it's because Jasper had such a hard life growing up. Literally my heart broke for him. And I couldn't literally see through my own tears. What do I rate this? I honestly can't tell you. I cannot tell you what to rate, what I'm going to rate this. But I didn't get a 5-star feeling. But if I'm literally sobbing for the last 20% of the book, is that maybe not a sign that it's a 5-star? I don't know. Shouldn't be this emotional. I'm not in that part of my cycle, which then makes me think it's even more. It packs even more of a punch than I thought it was. Well, it's definitely over a 4, but it's in between a 4 and a 5 in my opinion, and I put Heartless at 4.5, which makes me think this is a 4.8. We know there's no books about him, but Elsie's kind of hinting at him having a happily ever after, kind of in the background, like a background romance going on through the rest of the series. I hope, because he deserves it. Holy moly. The ending of this book, I can't believe it. Truly, what were you trying to do to me? You were trying to do this to me and it worked. So well done, you were successful. I am speechless, honestly, and I need to stare at a wall and not speak for the rest of the evening. I've cried so much, I've burnt so many calories. It's a good job that I've literally got Munchie's head to and then back. Do you know what I mean? What the hell? Good morning, guys. To update you, I started reading the book last night. Obviously I was already 40 pages in, I think, on chapter 5. We are now on chapter 9, 88 pages in. Right, because why did I think that it wasn't all going to happen that quickly? Actually, why? It got into stuff so quickly that to the point where I don't know if I can talk about it because it happened so early on. And surely you know, but I don't think it says it in the back, on the back. It doesn't say it on the back on the blurb what happens, but I've seen it online, so I'm can I talk about it? I don't know. But the whole thing happened so quickly, it already happened. And then I was reading and I couldn't sleep last night, so I was I'll just read one more chapter. I'll just read it on my Kindle. I'll make the writing really big and just read one more chapter. And oh my goodness, I think I read 2 more chapters, to be honest, because I was yeah, I was honestly what just happened? I only read 1 chapter to kind of familiarise myself with what was going on. And then when I couldn't sleep, I had to read another chapter and I just couldn't believe what I was reading. I was what do you mean? Thank you for telling me. What do you mean? What do you mean? Seriously, I slept awful last night. I just kept waking up in the night and then thinking about the book. I was what do you mean? What do you mean? What is going on? What do you mean? Thank you for telling me. Did he think it was a joke? Did he think she was joking? Is it because he's taking his career seriously? That's what I think. But not even a coffee, not even a, how are you dealing with the news? Do you know what I mean? I can't. I'm trying to make excuses for him because I liked him, but I can't right now. What is that? I cannot wait to get on my lunch break so I can read more of this book. I cannot wait. I have to know how this is going down. I have to. I just can't believe it. Also, sorry, actually, and the last chapter I read, why A massive time jump. What are you doing? What is an 18-month time gap for? What is that for? What is that for? That's so much has happened in that time, and I have no idea what's happened. Are you going to give me some flashbacks? Like, what's going on with everyone else in the family? Like, let me flip it. No. What's going on with Harvey? Are you going to tell me you're just going to put me on a 18-month time jump forward and not tell me what's going on, okay? Because what is happening? Literally what is happening, and I need to know. So I cannot wait, truly, to go on my lunch, read more of this book, and then finish work so I can read more of this book. Because I just need to know. I'm like, what is going on? I can't. After the last one, you're going to do this? You can't be serious. You can't be serious. I can't believe it got into it so quickly. I thought it was going to happen like way later on, you know? So more's coming. I'm like, what's going on? Where's going on? Yeah, I'm just in shock. Literally what is going on. Literally. My cat's just down there drinking, don't know if you can hear him. So I have read a little bit more. It's like my lunch is literally just finishing now, so I'm going back to work, but just to update you, I have read a smidge more. I'm like a third through the book, on chapter 14, page 330. I only read like 40 pages. OMG, basically, my reaction, what I read, I am like OMG. And I'm also like, oh, why didn't I guess that? Why didn't I guess that? When the next chapter started, I will say that it hinted at it straight away, and I was like, hope. And it was that. So thank goodness, but also a bit shit. And I don't know what they're gonna do. But yeah, I'm like a third through now. I think I'm like 32% to be exact. But not bad. It's just not great, is it? 130 pages isn't great, but it's not bad. Hi guys. Okay, let's just take the glasses off so you don't have to deal with the reflection. I do look crazy. Why are my knees always literally at my chest? It's a comfort thing, I swear. I think I read like one more chapter. Honestly, can't remember what chapter I told you I was on, but I'm on chapter 16. I have got a headache again today. And I think I said this earlier. I just don't feel great, and it's really annoying. So I don't even know what the solution is, to be completely honest, and I'm just a bit down about it. Like, yeah, it's just making me a bit sad, but there's no reason to be sad. It's a hobby. Well, there is reason to be sad. It's a hobby that I love, and I feel like I'm not in like the best mind to do it today. But I really like the story. What I was gonna say, which I didn't say, my only thing about the book so far is a lot is happening in such a short amount of time. But my thing with this is I really like Theo. Why is he so sure about Winter? Like, why? You don't even know this woman. You don't know this woman at all. Like, what do you mean you're going to come back for more? Like, you're going to try again. What do you mean? Like, not to give spoilers, that's not really a spoiler because obviously the book follows them. They're going to end up together. But how is he so sure? He's literally met this woman once before, and then all of this kind of unfolds, and like it's just really dramatic, and he's just so sure. He was sure when he met her the first time even, and like you don't know her, and like what are you going off of? Like tell me what you're going off of, please. Like I'm not against this woman in any way. She's been dealt a shit deck, like hand of cards, like really truly. I don't envy what she's had to go through, and I don't hate her for how she behaves because of what she had to go through. I kind of admire her strength in that, if anything. But how are you so sure about someone you don't even know? That is annoying me. I fancy Theo. Like, I think he's great, but that is so like, oh, I don't know, it's giving childish. Like, I don't know how to explain it. We are now officially halfway through the book. Did I think we would get here today? No, I didn't. We haven't actually read that many pages. I think it's just under 130 pages. I mean, it's still good. I'm beating myself up about it a bit because it's not as good as I have been doing. But it's literally 8:30. Why is it on Do Not Disturb? Anyway, it's 8:30, so there's still time in the day, but I do want to get an early night because I need to catch up on sleep. I'm loving it, honestly. I really like Theo. I love that he can handle her. Like, I know how I said he doesn't even know her, and he doesn't. In my opinion, he does not know her, but he's heard stories and he was always curious. So I feel like he knows more about her, but still doesn't really know her. But maybe they're like kindred spirits in a way of like, he understood her more than other people did when they would tell stories. I don't know. I don't know is my answer, but I really like him. I really like that he's literally just like not offended. Like he literally, if she could say something nasty, he wouldn't even care, because like he knows that she's, I don't know. I'm a bit like, he's very secure. He's a very secure man. Very confident, very secure in himself. It's crazy. It's crazy. Good men don't really exist like that, I feel. Just the bad ones. So it's good so far. It's probably like the most heavy of all of the books I've felt, because I feel like Winter's character is the most complex, maybe. I think that's like the right word. I think this is like one of the more intense books of them, not in terms of like anything spicy, but just in terms of like Winter as a character is maybe like the most complex character of them all, and it's not like happy or like even sad. It's like a bit, I mean it is sad, but like a bit like not dark even, I don't know how to describe it, but it's like the most heavy of the books that I've read so far, and that's saying something, because Jasper's story is something, but I didn't feel like heavy reading that. It feels like Winter has literally never been loved the way she deserves to be loved, and that's kind of heavy, and all of like the turmoil that she goes through internally of like feeling like she's not worth any kindness is like crazy and like really sad, and it's like a bit dark, and like then with what's frosted upon them, the way Theo handles that is like quite admirable. You know, just takes it on his stride and like literally does not give a shit. Is also like, it just kind of proves to her like, I don't know, you can't push me away, and she needs that. She really needs that. Hi guys, I am going to immediately change out my jeans as soon as I let you know what's up. It is 3:40, can you see that? Barely. 3:40, can you? I don't know. This is where I got to last night. I haven't read anything. Oh, classic, okay. Haven't read anything today. This is where I got to, which isn't bad. It's not bad at all actually. We got to chapter 26, but I would like to finish the book today. Also, I downloaded Fable. I don't know, I've been a Goodreads gal, but now I've got Fable. I like the way it shows on the calendar. 248 pages in. We're a good chunk through the book. Is it spoiler to say they're at a wedding? Well, they will be in the next chapter. I read the texts. It's not really a spoiler. So we've not got too much left. Okay guys, so I am now on chapter 36, and we are finally finding out what happened that night. I think it's a flashback in time to that night. Yeah, I don't know how many pages I have left. This is where we are, and it is 8:45. Left it late, but I just needed to chill. I just haven't really felt very ready. Like, I do like this book, but I haven't been like, oh, I want to pick it up. I think it's because it's like a bit, I don't know. Now I'm like, do I need a break before I start the last one? Otherwise, is the last one gonna like drag out? Because I'm not really, like, I need a bit of a break. But I don't know, you see, because they're longer books. But I have got like, it's Saturday and tomorrow's Sunday. Hopefully I'll finish this tonight, and then I've still got like 5-6 days until it's the end of the month, so 5-6 days to finish the next book. I could read another book in between that time. It's finished guys, it's finished. I finished it. It's done. It's been read. That last chapter, cherry on top, honestly. Not the epilogue, the last chapter. The epilogue was good too, but the epilogue felt rushed. Not gonna lie. But that last chapter, cherry on top. Loved it. Yes. Do I know what to rate it? Oh fuck, I haven't even thought about it. I was just opening my Goodreads to like mark it as read. What am I even gonna rate it? I can mark it as read first without rating it. Oh fuck, no I can't. Okay, so what do we rate it then? It wasn't, I'm gonna need to look at the other ones honestly. This hasn't been as good as the last two, I will say. But it was better than the first one. I don't know if I'd rate it a 4. I honestly don't think I'd rate it a 4. When did I read the first one? It was a low ball 3, the first one. So I think maybe this is a 3.75. Just run my review now, so I'll talk to you later. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Look at him go. He's feeling quite cuddly, which is actually lovely. It is Tuesday, 4:13. I finished at 2:30, and I wanted to update you on what I've read, obviously. So last night I started Hopeless. I actually started this basically past midnight, but we got this far in. about 20%. Chapter 9. So that's really not that bad, to be honest. Like, I've been on a bit of a slow poke. And now I've been reading on my Kindle and we are now on chapter 22. When did that happen? Literally, when did that happen? I needed to know. I think, honestly, I can't remember exactly last night, but I think it was already like the fake engagement was already set up. So I was like, what's happening then? Like, what is the rest of this book about? Well, not like what's the rest of the book about, obviously I know, but I was like, it got into it pretty quick. And now I'm on chapter 22 and I'm like, what is happening? What is happening? So I'm quite excited. I'm really enjoying it. And I'm literally, it says exactly 50% through the book. And I really like their dynamic. I feel like I say this on every single book, but I just feel like Elsie Silver writes magically. She writes different characters like really well, like, and they're all similar in a way, but then also not too similar that you feel like you're just reading the same thing over and over and over again. Like you are, because it's a romance, so the same thing kind of happens, but the dynamics change slightly, like the characters change slightly. But yeah, I can't believe we're 50% through. I actually can't believe it. Like getting to 20% last night, I was actually quite proud because I was honestly I wasn't really reading that much. I was feeling a bit down. But yeah, people are clocking on with like Harvey's little romance, which I won't say with who because that would spoil it a little bit if you haven't read the series, but I think that's really cute. And I'm kind of hoping that plays out a little bit more, but I'm wondering if maybe she'll come out. I don't think she'll come out with another book in this series, but like maybe a little novella, but maybe it'll play out more in the rest of the book because we've still got 50% left. I really like the dynamic between the two. Like it's weird, like I don't know how to describe it. Like this 35-year-old man is shocked by the things that come out of, what is her name? Like literally, why have I forgotten her name? Bailey. He's shocked by the things that Bailey says and she's blunt, but I like that. I don't know what it is, but I see myself in that. Like I don't know if it's my ADHD or like my social awkwardness, and I don't think I'm asking questions quite like how she's asking questions, but I really like that about her because it reminds me of like me when I was a bit younger. Now I'm like too scared. Her thought process, so weird, and the fact that she doesn't fawn over him, love that, because I'm fawning. I'm like, oh my god, what do you mean? Like, what do you mean? Like, why is he so handsome? Anyways. And obviously she's also like that, but she's just like, the chewing, that's so annoying. But yeah, I really like it. I'm not a big fan of age gap relationships, to be completely honest, but I'm just honestly kind of ignoring it. I'm trying to ignore it because 22 and 35 I don't like it. But I don't kind of make sense. These two just make sense. And so maybe that's making me feel a bit okay about it, you know? My sister dates someone older, my mum dates someone older, dates my dad. Dates someone older, literally my dad. There's no point in updating you anymore because honestly I'm getting angry at the sound of me trying to talk over him chewing his bone. Hi guys, we're back and we have read a bit more of a chunk. I don't know what that last chapter was. I'm on chapter 27. I really like this book. There's like very, very minor things that I don't like about this book. One of them being the age gap. You know, I do see things somewhat black and white, but I'm not closed-minded. I'm very open-minded to people changing my opinion on things or opening my eyes about things. I know I can be naive about things. Duh. I haven't experienced everything yet. I'm literally in my 20s, you know, like I'm just living life. There isn't anything in the book massively that draws attention to it, apart from the fact that they mention it, and also not even like the fact that they mention it is what brings attention to it, because she could easily be older and he could very, very easily be much younger in my eyes, because there's nothing apart from the fact that he was in the army. Is that what they call it in the US? Must be. Anyway, for like a while that makes me think like he's older, but there's really nothing in particular that's like, oh yeah, he sounds old. Do you know what I mean? He's not old, he's 35, but old like 13 years older than her. There's nothing that screams that to me apart from the fact that they mention it and bring it up, and then yeah, it like, and when they refer to themselves as a PV, I don't really want to say the word, then I'm like don't plant that in my head, because now I'm going to think that of you. And I already don't like age gap relationships because that is one of my first thoughts of like, it's a bit weird. Like, why are you checking out someone so much younger than you? Because you, like, don't be attracted to someone younger than you, because that's not really within your control, but then pursue it. To pursue it? That's my black and white view coming out. But I just find it weird. Like, when you're a grown man, like, and you're almost 30, and you are still acting immature enough to be with a 20-year-old, to the point where no one would notice an age gap unless you mentioned it. Is that not weird? Is that not like a think you need to grow up? But I guess I understand in some cases that the 20-year-old has gone through a lot and therefore isn't really like your average 20-year-old. But then that's also what the PVs use to say, like, oh, you're so special, you're not like other girls your age. Do you know what I mean? So when they use that, I'm like, that's a line. That's a weird line. That's a grooming line. Do you know what I'm saying? So odd. I don't like it. And I don't think I could. So like, I don't love that about the book, but when they stop mentioning it, I forget. I'm like immersed in the book. I'm like, oh, this is great, and then they mention it again. I'm like, oh my god, really? Why do we have to keep bringing it up? It's like the long hair with Rhett in book 1. I was like, can we please stop mentioning it? Last night I did in fact finish this book. Yes, I did. I can't remember how much. I was on chapter 8 or chapter 9 when I started the day, and we finished the book. If you look at it in terms of numbers of pages in the physical copy, it was like 299 pages, I think I did. If you're looking at it in terms of like the Kindle pages, because for some reason this one is 380 and the Kindle was like 530. So on the Kindle it was like, oh, you've read like 400 pages. I was like, no, I haven't, but I'll take it. So yeah, I did finish this yesterday. Yay, the series is done and I finished it before the end of the month. I would say it's a sort of like 4.5 star series, because not that this one disappointed. I clearly really enjoyed the book because I did finish it practically in a day, but it was pushed. Like, I actually did like finish the page like a few minutes past midnight. So actually it wasn't a late one, but I was just reading like all afternoon. I will say that the twist, I was a bit like, that's it. But also I was a bit like, she's 22 actually. Like, she's 22. I think if anything, worse things were happening. Like if there was like a really bad twist, I would feel awful for this 22-year-old girl, because she hasn't had a great life. Do you know what I mean? So I'm like somewhat disappointed by the twist, but also like, you know what, she deserves a break. And obviously in the end they end up together, but she's 22 and he's 35. And I skip ahead if you don't want a spoiler, but to me it's not really a spoiler. Like, if you told me this happened in the end, I wouldn't be like, oh my god, you've ruined the book, okay? But if you want to skip, you can skip. But basically she goes to university in the end, like she signs up to university in the end, and he finds meaning in his life, which I won't spoil. And I just think like she's 22. I don't know, because like she went through a lot when she was younger. Like, she's had an eventful life. She's had to endure like a lot of things. Like, maybe she isn't immature, but I'm not saying that just like every 22-year-old is immature, but I do think you change a lot, like in university, even though she's older than like a lot of people that are starting uni, because she's 22 and usually start 18. I still just think you're gonna change so much. Like when it's, oh, I'm gonna be with you forever, and you're like she's now in, like she's in school, like you're gonna be together forever. You don't, like, you've not even been together like 6 months. What do you mean you just know you're gonna be together? You haven't been together for 6 months. Like, you like through the situation you like kind of live together, but like not really, and you're in this forever now. Like you're like set, like this is it for you, like you're set, you're so sure. Also, you're 35 and she's 22, so like maybe you're sure, but can we just like, I don't know, like that's a lot. Like if a 35-year-old came up to, it's giving love bombing. That's what it is. Like, I'm just like, this is, he, like, I don't want to spoil anything, but he's really wishy-washy in the book. Like, and I hope that's not a spoiler, but he's like really doesn't know how he feels. And then in the end it's like, oh, you're the one, you're mine, like you're the one. And I'm like, what do you mean? Literally, what do you mean? And she's 22. If my boyfriend said like, we're together forever, like it's gonna be us forever, I'd be like, fucking calm down. We're engaged, and I'd still be like, calm down, you're scaring me. Do you know what I mean? Like, we're engaged, hoping to be married and hoping like forever. But if you told me like, I'm sure of you, like I'm sure forever, I'll be like, fuck me, like I don't know if I am. Like that's a bit intense. But I guess that's these books, they are intense. I just didn't love it. I wish she was just a bit older. In all honesty, I wish she was like maybe 25, frontal lobe and all of that. And if I didn't like Bo so much, it would have really like derailed the story for me.